What's up, everybody? I am back with a team talk, not an over-under, but a team talk, and a damn good one. Because of the fact that it's been going on a long time, we had a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I did a phone call. But before we get to this, I want to hold the stress. I want you to just be like twitching right now in your chair or whatever you're doing. Maybe you're in a turkey blind. If you are, good for you, bad for me. Don't mind the guy behind me, he's just working. We are live, so anything that you see that's not part of what this video is, I do apologize, and hopefully Jordan will censor that stuff. But, here we go. Neil's in the back, Chad's working over there, Jason's, I don't know, incognito. All right, so, I've got you a team talk about the champion, Basscat 203 Hybrid. The 203 Hybrid. Everybody wanted it for a long time. They wanted to talk about it. They want to know my opinion about it. I couldn't give you my opinion because I've never put my hands on one. I've never seen one. I've seen pictures. I've seen videos, but I've never physically seen one. Never put my hands on one. I still haven't done that. I still haven't gotten to that point. But you know what I did? Picked up my phone, went and did my deal. Rick Pierce had it. Put it to my ear. I hit send. It rang about a quarter of a ring, and boom. La Crosse, Wisconsin. Rick Pierce? He said, yes. Just that quick. I was talking to Rick Pierce, the man that does it all, the man that's in charge of what happens. I said, you got a second? This is Andy, teamer. He goes, I know. You got a second? I'm like, yeah. He goes, I got a second. What do you want to know? I said, I want to talk to you about your 203 Hybrid. He's like, okay, let's talk. And that man talked from the beginning to the end of how it started, how it ended, where it is, the stages of it, all of it. Are you ready? I'm not going to give you the whole thing. We'll be here for a long time. But, so, these are my notes. You like these notes I got going on here? In 2008, recession time. 2006, 2010, recession, boats doing what they're doing. Rick Pierce decides in 2008, he had talked to some people, he had talked to Dave, and he had talked to some people, he talked about it, and he said, you're gonna build one champion, you build a 203. So Rick goes and finds a 203, but he found the 203 that he wanted. He found a 203 with modern power on it, had newer Pro XS on it. So he wanted that so he could kind of understand what was going on. So he went and bought it, he told me it was a bank repo, he went and bought it, he said it was in rough shape. Brought it back to Basscat, redid the whole boat, carpet, everything, redid the whole boat, went through the whole boat, fixed all the scratches, everything, gel coat, cleaned it up, made it look brand new, whatever. Did some testing with the boat, did some other stuff with the boat, and then made a mold out of the boat. Not the top, just the hull. Took the hull, made a mold. And Rick's telling me all these stories. He's got all these names, he's telling me about all these people, telling me about all sorts of boats, telling me about how Champion was started with using a Skeeter Wrangler, how they started that way back when. He was talking to me about Cobra, Viper, Hawk boats and how that's not a Champion. It's built off of a 480. It's a spin off of a 480 Ranger. He was talking to me about everything, and he was throwing names out. He was throwing this out, throwing that out. Even got to the point where Rick was talking about he was thinking about at one time to purchase Champion. And he basically told me he went down the road because he knew there was a void there. There was a void of the boat. The Champion people wanted that boat. They wanted to see that boat. They wanted to be part of that Champion group again. So he just went out, took his time, took his knowledge, took the people's knowledge that he's got, and he started building it. In 2008, mind you, 2008, no one knew he was doing it. Started building it, started doing stuff with it. Ended up making a bunch of changes to it, spending a pile of money on it. So he built it 2008. They did a lot of work on it. I don't remember if he told me it was like 2010. He shelved it because it was like, all right, I'm done with it. I got to walk away. I'm shelving it. So the guy's piling money into it, trying to make it a boat, trying to make it a bad boat, and he shelves it. He just, boom, we're done. I just got to walk away. That's exactly what he told me. I had to shelf it. I stopped. I just stopped with it. And of course, you walk by it every day, sitting over there. You spent 80, 90 grand on it, and you're sitting there, and it's sitting there. You're walking by it, dust is picking up on it, whatever. So he kicks it back out. He gets it back out, gets it back going, starts working with it a little bit more, starts working with the top cap. He said that he bonded that thing to make it look perfect. He said he put everything perfect in it, and they ended up being about, I think it was 2015, 2014, something like that. So we're into, well, we got 8 years into this boat, almost into this thing, 7 years into this boat, and it still hasn't sold a one off of it yet. Because he's not satisfied, because he's not happy with it, because he wants it to be what those guys wanted. He wants it to be the champion ride with the Basscat name. Hard to do, because champion guys are champion guys, okay? We're gonna get into the champion guy thing here in a little bit, but so we're jumping forward into 2015, 2016. He talks to me about the owners stuff. He talks to me about the owners tournament, how Ranger had the stuff, and then they basically weren't going to sponsor any tournaments anymore when it came to owners cup stuff, or when it came to I think champion stuff, because they had it. And so Rick takes that boat. Now there's a lot in between this and that, but I just want to, he takes that boat and he takes it to the owners tournament, and he allows guys to drive it. He allows guys to get in it and drive it. And basically, when it was all said and done, there was a bunch of guys that loved the boat. They loved how it performed. They loved everything. The only thing they lacked was Basscat speed. It had everything a champion had with a Basscat fishability. So it had the ride, it had the turning, it had the getting on the hole. It just did 70 miles an hour, 72 miles an hour, 73 miles an hour. And he said it was hard for those Basscat guys to jump into that boat, because they're used to doing 80. They're used to doing 81, 80, right in that ballpark. So he brings it back, does a little bit of tweaking, and he told me, he said, Andy, I can make it go faster. He said, but I can't get it to get on plane. I can't get it to get on out of the hole quick enough. And he said, I wanted a boat to be known as the boat that you can get in, hammer on it, and it's essentially driving itself. It's not, you're not working at it. And when I say that, you're not working at it. You're not driving through the chine. You're not trying to get it to next level. You actually can get in it, trim it up, hammer it down, and you're gonna get 70 plus miles an hour, 70, 71, 72 miles an hour out of it. And that's what he wanted. And he achieved that part. He achieved it. He took the boat there about 75% happy, and he finished it. He said he's extremely happy with the boat. He's extremely happy with the boat, loves the finish, loves the ride, loves how it performs. But like he said, he chose to get the ride, the drivability, and the hole shot over the top end to try to get them champion guys back. So he really got in depth with me. I mean, he literally laid it all on the line. Like I'm saying, I can get into all sorts of things. But the one thing I am gonna get into, when I talked to him, and I talked to him about, I asked him, I said, are the champion guys coming back to it? And he's like, yeah, some guys are, and he goes, some of the champion guys are coming back to it. He said, but they're more just guys that want an easy ride boat, an easy drive boat. Guys that you can just get in it, and like I said, hammer it, and it's like a Cadillac, like the champion was. Going down chine, just boom, boom, rolling over waves, not like driving through all sorts of crazy stuff. He goes, and the new motors today are way different than what they were in 99, 98, when we had the 225s, the 200 EFI gas guzzling, blech, you know? They're just different. There's more torque, there's more stuff, and they're heavier. Boats are heavier, batteries are heavier, unless you go lithium. Trolling motors are heavier, electronics are heavier. The weight, the hull really wasn't designed for today's stuff. So he had to make a ton of modifications on weight distribution, gas tanks, that type of thing. But the one thing he guaranteed me, this is where it gets kind of thick. This is what he guaranteed me. He said other people tried to make other champions. Now listen, other people tried to make other champions. There's brands out there that have tried to make champions. They use Tennessee hulls. Rick Pierce went and got a Mountain Home hull. And we all know, if you're a champion guy, there is only one champion. That's a Mountain Home champion. And that's what Rick Pierce went and got. He went and got a 203 made in Mountain Home. So that's a Mountain Home 203 hull. I had other people that I had talked to that told me Rick Pierce's Basscat was not a champion hull. He told me it's a champion hull. He goes, what they're building, not a champion hull, because they're not using mountain hull. And he's exactly right. He's exactly right. In my eyes, in a true champion guy's eyes, I got one sitting behind this producer, this camera right here. It's a 193 from Mountain Home. That's a champion. That's a champion. So you guys that are on the edge of what you're gonna buy, if you're looking at towards newer champion stuff, obviously we know they're not existent. But I'm telling you what, if I was gonna go get a 203, a new one, I'd take myself and go down and take a look at that one down at Basscat, because Rick laid it all on the line, man. I mean, he told me names, he told me, he was talking about the chine, he talked about the turn chine that's in the champions. He was talking to me about stuff that I don't even think I should spit out here, because it was like, he went deeper than deep for me, and I just don't wanna get other things going that shouldn't be going. But I'm telling you, if I was gonna go look for a brand new 203, it would have a Basscat logo on the side. And that's just where I'm at with it. Rick was an unbelievable guy to take the time to give me all this information that, I mean, he was talking, I couldn't chicken scratch it down quick enough. I needed like 3 people with pens there. I said, so what are we doing? Is it gonna be there in the end? Is it still gonna make the lineup? He said, it ain't going nowhere. It's in the lineup. He goes, I got more people wanting that boat now than ever expected. That's what he told me. He said, there's more people waiting for that boat than he ever thought of. So his marketing scheme, his marketing plan, his whole deal with that boat is working. The champion guys, I think, are starting to come back, but you're ending up with more people just getting in. If they want a boat, they can get in and don't have to physically NASCAR the thing to get where they want to go. The ride's there, the hole shot's there, the Basscat fishability, other Basscat twists are in on it. Basscat makes a great boat, they make a great hull, they make great products. And then you add the 203 hull to Basscat stuff. That's a badass boat. That's a badass boat. And that's all I can say about it. I've never touched one, I've never smelt it, but I talked to the guy. I physically had him on my phone, and he laid it completely all out for me. Like I said, I got names on here that, you know, I can go down this list of names, but there's no reason to, because it was great. It was probably one of the better conversations I've ever had in the industry with a guy that is so iconic in the boating world. He literally just sat down and took the time out of his day to just lay it out for me. And I felt like I knew him. I felt like when I was talking to him, it was like I was like, hey Rick, how's it going? You know, we were hanging out last week or something like that. And I mean, that's how he talked to me. He talked to me and talked to me like I was somebody that he knew forever. And he just didn't hold back, and he dumped it all out. So Rick Pierce, man, class act, awesome guy. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for giving me, you educated me yesterday with the names that you were throwing out, with the stuff that you were talking about, some of the things I didn't even know about that boat. Rick Pierce knows a lot about champion boats, a lot about champion boats. But like I said, Rick, thank you. Take my hat off to you. I appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I appreciate what you did for me to get this video out for you guys to know that if I was going to buy a 203 hull, I wouldn't go buy that brand. I'd go buy this brand, Basscat 203 Hybrid. Go check them out, man. Unbelievable. Unbelievable company, great guy, and I know he made a quality boat. And in closing here, we just got a little plug from the man himself I'd just like you to listen to. And it's just him saying a little bit here, so listen up.
Hey, this is Rick Pearson. We appreciate you watching the video, and we hope you go to a local dealer in your area and check out the new 203 Hybrid, and y'all have a great day.
So, like I always say, comment, subscribe, and click the notification bell to witness the madness that I call speed money. Neil?
And no brakes.
Whoa, he got in depth with that one. No brakes. We're out. See ya.